God makes your work worth double on Saturday. Okay? Why is that? Well, number one, we're the real hustlers. We're the real professionals, the ultimate professionals who don't take Saturday off as oh, I went out on Friday. I'm hammered. I'm hungover on Saturday. 2 o'clock, we'll start drinking again. Blah, blah, blah. No, that's not the type of crowd that we're surrounding ourselves with. We're the savages, the dogs. We're going for billions and billions of dollars of net worth. So therefore, Saturdays are a day that we got to take to gain an edge on the competition. Now, why does God make your work double on Saturday? Well, as I told you last stream, I made a new routine to start reading the Bible every night before bed. Okay? It's important to, whatever faith, whatever religion you are, understand the scripture, the text of your faith, and draw the lessons and draw the meaning from that text. These texts have survived thousands and thousands of years. So clearly, there's something valuable. There's something to be said about the content of that book. And so I'm reading the Old Testament, and one of the stories, they're talking about the Israelites whenever they had left Egypt, right? So Moses brings them out of Egypt to bring them out of oppression, right? The slavery that they had been put under in the Egyptian empire. And so when they go out into the desert, there's nothing to eat, okay? And so the Israelites were upset with Moses. They were telling him, why would you bring us out of Egypt just for us to starve in the desert, right? We could have just stayed in Egypt. Yes, we would have been slaves, but we would have had food to eat. We would have had shelter, clothes. We would have been living a peaceful life. Though we were working and breaking our backs for the Egyptians, we still would have had food. And so Moses says, okay, I understand. Let me pray to our God and find out what he can do for us. So they were starving. They didn't have food out in the desert. So what God did is every day from then on forward, he would leave, I don't remember the exact word, but it was a type of bread, some type of food that they could pick up off the ground in the morning like a dew, and they would collect it all day and be able to eat that for the day. So they would have food. So he would leave it on the ground in the morning. When they would wake up, they would have this bread on the ground that they could go collect and then eat that to survive. Okay? So here's what was interesting about this. So every single day, they could go out and pick up the bread, the Israelites. But they could never pick enough. Well, if they overpicked the bread and had enough that they could save for the next day, it would go bad by the next day. God would not allow them to take that day's harvest and save it for the next day. Every day, whatever you had, whatever you could eat, that's what you would get. And then the next day, anything that you tried to save went bad. And therefore, you would have to go the next day and go work again and collect the bread. That's the way that you would do it. It was only on Saturday, the sixth day, that God would allow the Israelites to collect enough bread worth for 2 days. Why? Because on Sunday, on the Sabbath, he wanted them to rest. You're not allowed to work on Sunday. That day is holy for me. You keep that day holy for me. You do not work on Sunday. So only Saturday, I will allow you to collect and work all day on Saturday and then save the bread overnight so that you can eat on Sunday without having to go to work. It was the only day he would allow it not to go bad. Okay, so this is where you get the Sabbath from. This is why you say on Sundays you don't work. So what's the lesson in that? So I was thinking about it. The way that the story is told, God said that you had to work every day, 6 days a week, except for Sunday. He expected to work for 6 days, but he also expected Sunday off. So the lesson that I drew from that was, okay, well, number one, not only should I be working on Saturday, right? Not just Monday through Friday. And I'm not saying you have to work at your normal job if it's a salary job on Saturday too, just because you're supposed to. No, I'm not saying work for somebody else. But for 6 days a week, you should be working on something. Whether it is a business where you can make more money on Saturday, or your own, let's say if you're working hourly, get extra hours on Saturday, get some overtime, get some double pay, right? Whatever it is that you can do on Saturday to work and improve yourself and improve your business and make money, you should be doing that. And not only should you be working 6 days a week, but the work you do on Saturday is worth double. It's always worth double. And I thought to myself, wow, isn't that interesting? Because you think about the society that we live in today, that's actually true in a competitive sense, okay? Yeah, in the scripture, in the Bible, the story was meant to keep Sunday sacred. That's why you get double on Saturday. But in today's real world, how can you apply that same concept? Well, everybody takes off on Saturdays. So inherently, your work is worth double on Saturday. Because Monday through Friday, the only way that you can outcompete somebody is by outworking them, because they're working too. Everybody works Monday through Friday. So if you work Monday through Friday, you're not doing anything fucking special. The only way for you to be able to get ahead of those people is to do more hours in that same time frame, or somehow be more effective, more efficient in that same time frame. But everybody's working Monday through Friday. So the edge that you gain is small. But on Saturday, your work is always worth double, because now not only are you getting ahead, or not only are you working, but you're getting ahead because others are not working. So while they stop to rest and relax and chill and do whatever the fuck they want to do, you're continuing to increase the gap. Now all the work you do is worth double, right? And now I'll tie this into something else that one of my mentors had told me, which was a great point as well. This is a separate point that he had drawn from his faith. He said that God gives you extra credit for doing things when you genuinely, absolutely don't want to do them. It is in the moment when you truly do not feel like preparing for a meeting, feel like preparing for your business, feel like preparing for the gym or going to the gym or doing whatever it is, when you genuinely don't want to and you could get away with not doing something to the fullest extent, to the highest level. If you still choose to do it at that point, you get extra credit from God. He gives you extra credit because he knows you don't want to do it. He knows you don't feel like it, but still you prepared, but still you showed up, but still you went the extra mile. That's what separates you from the competition. That's what makes you elite compared to the average. Okay?